back with another episode of your favorite podcast, Wrestling with the Homies. I'm the homie Qwan, and as always, I'm joined by my good friends, Cooley.
Peace.
Yes, sir. And my boy, Sylvan LaCute. Sylvan, you looking a little frozen there, my guy. What's good?
My boy frozen.
Good,
up.
bro. You enjoying your mushroom drink?
I'm chilling, man. You know what I'm saying?
Explain to us what is that? Because you drinking some weirdness right now that I ain't never heard of in my life.
Yeah, that's
Look,
insane.
man, mushroom coffee is an alternative to actual coffee. And I've been on my health kick, so I've been trying to cut down the amount of coffee that I have. So shouts to Everyday Dose, even though they ain't paying a brother. They have, some really good mushroom coffee, and it's a mushroom base with 39 milligrams of caffeine, but also helps with mental clarity, gut health, prebiotic, probiotic, all the iotics. You know what I mean? And it's all right, a little almond milk. You know what I mean? A little organic almond milk.
Sounds very healthy.
It sounds crazy.
What would you give that? What would you give that mushroom coffee? 5 stars?
I'd give this mushroom coffee. I give it 4 stars. It's pretty solid.
4 stars. Very interesting.
4 stars.
Cooley.
Solid.
I hear you've been doing some things lately. You went to a Larry June concert. How was that?
Hey, man, it was cool. It was dope. Dope seeing him. He brought out a few people. He brought out Ty Dolla $ign.
Which
is random.
Okay.
Yeah, that's random as hell.
Dolla $ign.
Yeah, it was random. Yeah, Dolla $ign. So it was dope.
How would you rate that concert? Would you give that concert 5 stars?
So a couple people passed out. That kind of killed his vibe. I'm gonna give it a 4-star.
4 stars. Okay. Well, I'm over here enjoying some Smart Water. You know what I'm saying? I'm keeping it simple. Smart Water for me. I give this Smart Water maybe a 4.25 stars. Maybe 5. Maybe 5. Do y'all realize how ridiculous that sounds to go through life rating everything out of 5 stars? So if you haven't noticed, I am taking a little dig at Dave Meltzer right now. And shout out to Dave Meltzer. He's one of the most esteemed journalists in this wrestling industry. But recently, Seth Rollins came under fire for a couple things he said about Dave Meltzer and his 5-star ratings. Now, on an episode of Logan Paul's Impulsive, Seth Rollins was asked about 5-star matches, and Seth Rollins' response was, rating wrestling matches is silly. That's a silly way to watch wrestling. And honestly, I tend to agree with Seth Rollins. Now, this is just me personally. I understand if that's your thing, if you live and swear by anything that Dave Meltzer says in his 5-star ratings, like, I don't have a problem with you. I fully, wholeheartedly agree with you, because at one point, I did the same thing. If Dave Meltzer gave it 5 stars, I knew I had to check it out. And if he didn't give it 5 stars, then I just dismissed it as, it must not be worth my time. But, as we grow and we mature, I start to realize that pro wrestling is about a lot more than just what happens when the bell rings. You know what I'm saying? The drama, the suspense, the crowd participation, the overly dramatic promos, the goofiness, the dumb stuff. It's all pro wrestling. This is a show at the end of the day. Am I right? Do I sound crazy?
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong.
No, you don't sound crazy at all, man.
So why are we hyper focusing in on the in-ring action and giving it ratings? When you do that, you kind of dismiss the rest of the show, right? Let's put it like this. Let me get in my bag real quick. If I go to the movie theater, right, and I'm going to see a Marvel movie, let's say The Avengers.
Infinity War,
right? And I watch the entire movie. But I sit there and I rate all the action scenes out of 5. Oh, the Hulk and Thanos fighting in the beginning. Oh, this is a 3.25 stars. They didn't do too much. All right, next thing. Oh, Spider-Man is battling these nemesis. I give that 4.25. It was good. It was good. Oh, the Thanos showdown at the end. Oh, that's 5.25 stars. That's ridiculous because it ignores the rest of the movie. We got to understand that in cinema, everything has a part to play. We're not going to start the movie with a crazy battle between the Hulk and Thanos. We have that battle to establish Thanos as the dominant person that he is. So yeah, that fight was one-sided. It only lasted a couple minutes, but it was effective because it got over the story that they were telling, because this is storytelling at the end of the day. So if I transfer that over to wrestling and I watch the first match and it's only 4 minutes because they're establishing some guy's character as a dominant character, why am I going to sit there and rate that match out of 5? Why can't I just accept that for what it is? Why can't I take that in totality to the entire show? Why am I singling that out and giving it a rating? That's a corny way to watch wrestling. Would you guys agree? What happens to just liking something or not liking something? Why do we have to give these star ratings after every single match? And again, this is me personally. I do understand that a lot of people live and swear by these match ratings, and by all means, continue to do so. But for me, Qwan of the Wrestling with the Homies podcast, some call me the homie Qwan, know what I'm saying? I'm telling you right now, match ratings are absolutely ridiculous.
You agreeing with that, Sylvan?
Cooley, you should get your rocks off, man, and then
okay,
and then I'll follow up. You know what I mean? Because yeah, you should just get your rocks off first.
So I pretty much agree with everything Qwan said. To me, the rating system is ridiculous. The thing about Dave and what he basically just ranks, no thoughts about it, no long reasoning about why he thinks the match is this, is that. He just gives it a rank and that's it, and he keep it pushing. So I feel like if you're gonna do that, I can't even. It's hard to say. How can I say?
And it's very biased. Let's be honest. It's very biased. It's clear he likes what he likes and he dislikes what he dislikes, because WWE hasn't had very many 5-star matches yet. AEW, which has only been around for what, 5 years?
Yeah,
they got about 100 5-star matches in 5 years, and that's just ridiculous when you look at the history of what's happened in other companies. Like the fact that someone like Kurt Angle, who many consider to be one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, doesn't have a single 5-star match, not one. In my opinion, I would give him multiple, because the match with Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania deserved the 5 stars. The matches with HBK deserved 5 stars, but apparently Dave Meltzer didn't think so. He didn't give any of those matches 5 stars. However, on the flip side of that, someone like Will Ospreay, who's very talented. I love Will Ospreay, so shout out to Will Ospreay. But he has 26 5-star matches. So what message is that even sending? Will Ospreay, who most of the world has never even heard of, is more successful than HBK Shawn Michaels, is more successful than Kurt Angle, the Olympic hero, Chris Benoit, Dean Malenko, Rey Mysterio. Will Ospreay is better than all of them pretty much, because 26 5-star matches. This is why this whole rating system, and shout out to Dave Meltzer. Again, this is just me personally. If you live and swear by this, shout out to you. But to me, it looks silly at the end of the day. Don't make sense.
At the end of the day, it's all scripted. It's like a TV show, a movie. We go to the movies and watch. Reviews are fun. Don't get me wrong. Reviews are fun, but you're giving it reasoning on why you think it's that way, but not rating each match and giving it a 3 or a 5. It's just all stupid in my opinion. It just don't make sense.
Did you like it or did you not like it? Why? Like, I'm not. Oh, this baked banana, which is Andy Warhol, by the way. It's a bathing ape, so don't judge me for having a banana behind me. I'm not gonna go, oh, this is a 5-star banana. It's just a banana that I like, bro. It's Andy Warhol. I liked it, so I bought it. Like, why are we giving it a rating? But Sylvan, please tell me, do I sound crazy? Because I think I'm making a lot of sense.
Here's my thing, man. I don't think you sound crazy at all, and I respect exactly where you're coming from. Now, I don't think ratings are bad or excuse me. I don't think ratings are silly. If you want to rate and do whatever you want to do for matches, that's fine. You know, Rotten Tomatoes is around for a reason for movies. We a lot of times before we even see a movie, we go on Rotten Tomatoes, we look at that percentage and we're like, oh, let's see what's popping. And then we go in and we're like, all right, this is how we're going to move into this movie. If you want to do that for wrestling, cool. At the end of the day, it is television. It's scripted television. And wrestling is a sport. And for a lot of people, it's considered an art form. Get your bars off. Do what you got to do, bro. My problem is with Dave Meltzer. I think Dave Meltzer comes from a space, 1993, PWI, one of the first guys to really report wrestling on a very, very wide level at a point where you couldn't get a lot of access to that.
Right.
And shouts to you, Qwan, for like really, literally like enlightening me on that because I did not know.
He was
I did not know
publisher of Wrestling Observer.
Yeah, I didn't know
One of the
any of
biggest
that.
wrestling magazines in the world.
Yeah, I didn't know any of that. You know what I mean? I only know what I've seen recently, you know, and I respect what he was able to facilitate at that time. But I mean, look, my guy, like there's a clear biasness in how you rate these matches, which is why they don't matter. Yeah, that's straight up. Your ratings don't matter. I don't think ratings in general don't matter. You know what I mean? But I think your ratings don't matter. And here's why I think your ratings don't matter. I think your ratings don't matter because, like we were saying before, there's no reason why Will Ospreay should have 26 5-star matches out of 67 5-star matches total that you've done.
So Will Ospreay's pretty much the greatest of all time then, right?
The greatest of all time. He has a third of the totality of your 5-star matches. But Shawn Michaels has 2. Kurt Angle has none. Like your rating system doesn't matter at all to me. I don't know the rest of I respect what you've done, but to me, you are on payroll. There's clearly a biasness. You know what I mean? And the last 10 real ratings you had besides Sheamus and Sheamus versus Gunther. Oh no, not Sheamus and Gunther.
Was it
Sheamus
Drew?
Yeah, Sheamus, or was it Drew and Gunther, I think? Either way,
WrestleMania, right?
Yeah, WrestleMania, and then Cody Rhodes and Seth, and the Usos and Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens at WrestleMania. Besides those, the last 10-star matches that you gave were to NXT. I mean, a 5-star match that you gave were to NXT. There's clearly a biasness you have against WWE, which, in my opinion, if you're going to have a rating system, you need to be able to rate everything fairly, and you don't, my guy, because AEW's been around for 5 years, and I think they have about 25-star matches on your list. We know what time it is, B. And until you decide you want to start moving a different way, like none of that lineage, none of that means nothing to me, B. Like you are out here just being on payroll, and we see it, and we know what time it is.
I don't want to say that he's on payroll,
bro. And just full disclaimer, I don't know, but that's how I feel. That's what's in my heart. That's when I look at these lists, I'm like, oh, somebody's paying this guy. Somebody is paying this man to clearly be against WWE, and I have a problem with that. You see the belt in the back, man. I don't think ratings are silly, but I do think Dave Meltzer's ratings are far silly. Yes,
a quick side note. It wasn't the PWI. Dave Meltzer founded the Wrestling Observer, right? Observer newsletter in 1982.
I bet. Yeah. Even better. So boom, we respect you for all that. You know what I mean? Respect, brother. Like, we never take away from the lineage. But the lineage and biasness towards wrestling in general, we see it. We see it in the listings. We see it in your ratings. And your ratings clearly state that you don't really rock with WWE like that. And that's cool. But there's so many legends and so many wrestlers that deserve to have 5-star matches that are just don't even exist.
And that's the thing. Here's the thing. So, like you said, I don't think that Dave Meltzer is on the payroll, and I don't even think that him giving his opinion on what a 5-star match is problematic. The problem is you brought up Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes is an accumulative score of very many different reviews that average out to a rotten rating.
Yeah.
Dave Meltzer is one man, but Dave Meltzer has so much pull in the wrestling community that he almost has like a cult, and that cult takes his opinions as gospel. And like, honestly, I'm even scared of having this episode right now because I don't want that cult to come for us. But Dave Meltzer, it's fine to like what you like. We all like what we like. And clearly Dave Meltzer, he loves that PWG fast-paced style. That's why all these New Japan matches get 5-star ratings. That's why all these All Japan and AEW matches get 5-star ratings and WWE's don't. But at the end of the day, for this man to have this much pull in this industry, I feel like it's his responsibility to be more fair. Just because like he dictates the industry at this point.
You can't be as biased if you're gonna have some type of rating system, period, in my opinion. That's just what I believe. If you have a rating system, then you can't be biased about what you like and what you don't like. You know what I mean? Like, especially when people live and swear by it. You have to objectively look at wrestling as a whole and understand why something is great. And when we're looking at certain matches that just, you know what I mean, like Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels twice back to back don't have 5-star matches, don't have 5-star ratings, but Will Ospreay has 26. Insane. Like, what do you want me as a wrestling fan, like a real wrestling fan, to think of you and your rating system? It's flawed. It's flawed. I'm sorry. Like, anybody that believes what Dave Meltzer does, I fully get it. He is legendary. I get what he means to wrestling, and I respect the loyalty that you have. But me as a wrestling fan cannot believe it, because there's too many 5-star matches that have happened in WWE that have 4.5, 4, 3.5, and it's unfortunate. So yeah, I think it's silly. I think his rating system is silly, and I think
at some point you just you kind of have to step back and rate everything on its own merit.
What was the last
facts?
What was the last 5-star match? What was the last 5-star match that he rated?
He gave. Oh, yeah. Well, he gave FTR versus Bullet Club Gold.
Oh yeah,
a 5.25 star rating, which is, it's like, are we doing 5 stars or are we going above 5 stars? Yeah. I'm pretty sure Kenny Omega has like multiple 6-star matches, which is, that just sounds ridiculous. 6 stars,
6 stars,
and that was a great match.
It was. Oh, all these matches that I'm naming are incredible, by the way. But I just think that at some point you have to give fair ratings and judge things by their own merit and not in comparison to other things. So it's like, Nas' Illmatic is one of the greatest albums of all time, right? Yes. But I can listen to Dirty Sprite 2 by Future and still see the quality of it and rate it fairly based on what the music that's on it. I'm not going to listen to that and be like, all right, well, I like Nas type of music, so this Dirty Sprite 2 that everybody loves, I'm giving it 3 stars because it's just not what I like. Like, come on, man. You got to be fair. Like,
facts.
Dirty Sprite 2 can be incredible the same way Nas' Illmatic is incredible. Kurt Angle versus Chris Jericho at Mania, or not Kurt Angle versus Chris Jericho, my bad. That was Chris Jericho versus HBK at Mania. That can be 5 stars the same way Will Ospreay versus Kenny Omega is 5 stars. Like, if we're going to give out these ratings, let's be fair. But at the end of the day, I don't even care about these ratings because I still like rating matches is silly. It's silly. Seth Rollins was right.
I'm just curious. I want to know what he rated SummerSlam 2000, the TLC match. Since we going back,
he probably got like 3.25. He was
probably 3.25.
SummerSlam,
we
what was that? TLC match?
TLC.
One of the best matches. One of the best matches of all time. Like, invented. The only reason, man, don't even give me.
He probably get that 3 stars. Somebody look that up. Man. What did he give?
Bro, I gotta look.
The Money in the Bank match from. I guarantee is less than 4.
You just can't.
Dave Meltzer don't respect bleeding unless it's John Moxley bleeding.
You can't be biased, man. It's like you said, bro. Like, you know, like we all know, like the Illmatic to DS2 comparison is completely relevant, right? Like DS2 is a classic. We know what time it is. Like, if you were around for that record, you knew what that record meant for that summer and honestly for trap music as a whole moving forward. Like, that is an undisputed classic. The same way that Illmatic is an undisputed classic. That's not being biased. That's just speaking facts. You know, you can have a preference and still exercise an unbiased opinion. You know what I mean? So that's my whole thing that's always been my whole thing with Dave, is that he exerts his biasness as objectivity when really it's just biasness.
He gave it a 4.5.
Okay, that's pretty. That's not bad. All right, Meltzer, I ain't mad at you.
That's a 5-star match. I'm mad at you, bro. It's a 5-star match. Like, undisputed, bro. Like, what are you doing?
That's probably one of my favorite matches of all time, and it didn't get 5 star. But
you know what did get a 5-star? The Usos versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. And that's a great match too. I'm glad it got 5 stars. But like where is the balance? Where's the checks and balances? Seth
Look,
Rollins and Cody Rhodes got a 5-star match, but
ladies and gentlemen, you guys are witnessing history right now. You are witnessing the Wrestling with the Homie cast agreeing on a topic. This is, I just want to give this conversation 5 stars right now. Let's all pat ourselves on the back because we didn't argue. You guys are actually agreeing with me. This is, my heart goes out to y'all, man.
I don't know about the next topic though.
Yeah, straight up.
Oh God,
I don't know about
what's next? What's next?
You know,
listen, guys. You know, I want to start by saying that I really appreciate championships in wrestling. They have done a lot for us as wrestling fans. To see somebody start from the bottom, not know who they are, come out smiling on some babyface stuff, and then lose a bunch of times and then go heel and then go babyface again, win the championship, win the top of the crown, however long it takes to get there. The championship has always meant so much to me because it really symbolizes the peak of a wrestler's journey. And with that being said, I want to talk about the other company that has seemed to come to prominence in the past 5 years to be the main alternative of wrestling outside of WWE, and that is AEW. Now, AEW has not all of a sudden, let me stop. Let me bring that back. AEW has come with a third show.
Mm-hmm.
AEW Collision on Saturdays. And it's been pretty all right. I like some of the stuff they're doing on there.
Let's be honest.
It's been incredible. I was trying not to gas it. You know what I'm saying? It's been pretty incredible. I like what Punk is doing over there. You can clearly see the Punk influences. You see the promo lead ups, you see the packages, you see the storytelling, you see the presentation. I feel like Dynamite could take a lot from how AEW Collision is moving. But we have a CM Punk, quite honestly, the apex of AEW right now, on this show exclusively. And it seems as if it's leading to a point where everybody on AEW is going to be specific to their roster the same way that WWE is with SmackDown and Raw. So AEW Collision is going to have its roster. AEW Dynamite is going to have its roster. And I guess Rampage is going to be kind of a tweener or whatnot. I'm not really sure about AEW.
Rampage got to go, to be honest.
I mean, I didn't want to say that. But WWE had, Sunday Night Heat. That's terrible. I shouldn't have even said that. But hey, look, you know what I mean? It is what, I'm just saying there is a purpose for everything. Okay. That's hilarious. Anyhow, on AEW Collision, we have CM Punk. He's back. He never really lost his championship reign. He had an injury, and he had to. More than just an injury. But we just, we're gonna chalk it up to he had an injury and some.
Yeah, like a torn something, right? Like a torn bicep or torn something.
My whole point was that it wasn't just an injury. It was a whole implosion of character and medium scrums and backstage politics. Either way, he had to vacate. Shouts to Cole Cabana, man. Shouts to Tony Khan. I mean, man, we saw the pain on your heart. So, he dealt with it the best way he could. Either way. This guy, CM Punk, had to vacate the championship, got cleared, came back to wrestling. He's on AEW Collision, away from all the BS and politics. And now he's been teasing in this bag of sorts that he is the champion that never lost his championship, and that in his bag is a new championship is a championship or the WWE, not WWE,
the original
AEW title. Now, we don't know if this is the duplicate of the AEW title or if this is another AEW world title. We don't know. But he's teasing that he never lost the title, and
which he didn't.
And it's time for him to be champion again. So the main thing I want to address is that AEW needs another world heavyweight title in the picture. Now, I understand how y'all feel. I get it. I understand.
Don't they have enough titles over there though?
So there was a time where I was looking at their titles, and I thought there was a lot of them, the Atlantic Championship or whatnot.
It
but
is.
But they have 8 titles.
Dang.
They have 8 titles. They have the AEW World Title. They have the
8 titles
TBS
is
title. 8 titles is not. It's bad, but it's not really that bad. When we think about WWE, we got the Intercontinental Champion, we got the Universal Champion, World Heavyweight Champion, we got the Women's Tag Team,
but they have a split
men's
brand
tag team,
and so far Collision hasn't proven to be split.
Yeah, and absolutely right. I'm not sure if it's split 100%, but it seems as if that's where they're moving. And I think that one of the main pain points of AEW right now is that we have an imploded roster with limited opportunities and long title reigns. Now, there's 3 reasons I've written down as to why this needs to happen. Number 1, AEW championships. I can't believe I even wrote this down. The AEW championship has a history of lengthy title reigns that make it hard to expect new title reigns. A new belt can switch up and mix and add unexpected twists and turns, which we need in AEW.
God.
We need it. I mean, look, at the end of the day, how long has MJF had this title? 9 months. He's not going to lose it for a while. I mean, Hangman Adam Page had it for a year. Kenny Omega had it for a year and change. Chris Jericho had it for, I think, almost 2 years. John Moxley had it for a year and a half.
So if Punk has a new title, you think you think it's gonna bounce around? Punk probably gonna hold that for a year too.
I'm not saying it's gonna bounce around. I'm saying it creates more opportunity for more heavyweight championships simultaneously. That's all I'm saying. We need more opportunities. And right now, if there's one champion, who else? How long are we gonna wait to see other stars really rise? It's really hard. Just being honest. My second point is that the potentiality to build up new stars with an esteemed belt to offset an already large and imploded audience can happen with a new belt. We're looking at, I mean, I don't know how many guys are on AEW right now. Like, I can't even name the entire roster, but there's 19. A lot of those guys. There's 19 people on the entire AEW roster. I was like, well, I know it's not.
19 people on a title picture.
More like 119. So 119 wrestlers on AEW right now. And a lot of those guys aren't on TV consistently. We know the consistent guys that are going to be on Dynamite. We know that we're learning to know the new guys that are going to be on AEW Collision.
Not to cut you off, but don't you think that that's the problem, that a lot of these guys aren't on TV? Like, I feel like a new world title is so bare minimum. I feel like wrestling fans always try to solve problems with throwing a title on something. Like, all right, well, this guy needs something, so let's make him the champion. All right, what about him? All right, let's make him the champion. At some point, it's like, we really need guys on TV and storylines that matter in multiple segments per show. That's the things that really matter in this. We can't just cover every wound with a new championship. We can't just throw a title on everybody to solve every problem.
Here's the thing, though. It's like, I would agree with you. If we didn't have a new television show, we have a whole new 2 hours of TV to cover on a Saturday, on a freaking Saturday. I have things to do, and I have to make time to watch AEW Collision.
So you're
on
watching
Saturday
nights.
nights.
If there's a new championship over there, you watching? Be honest.
I'm watching AEW Collision regardless, but we need to have people. We need to have people who are champions on a show. We saw it with Raw when we had no champion for how many months? Like 4 or 5 months.
But MJF has appeared on Collision already, hasn't he?
Bro, I mean, we know what time it is, man. We do know what time it is.
Like, the time is that the rosters are not split, and 2 world championships only work when there are split rosters, like hard split. These guys stay over here, and those guys stay over there. But we don't know.
History
has proven that never is the case.
We don't know if the rosters are officially split, but
they're not.
We know.
We just saw FTR on Collision doing a 5-star match from Dave Meltzer, and then on Dynamite the next day.
But we know CM Punk is on one show.
Am
I right?
He's appeared on Dynamite too since he's been back. Yeah, all I'm saying is that if these rosters are not split, because let's look across the street at WWE. When WWE did this most recent draft, we all thought that the brands were finally splitting. They're making a new world championship for Raw. It's going to be a split brand. 2 weeks later, what happened? We see Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn on SmackDown, and then on Raw, and then on SmackDown again. We literally just had Dominic Mysterio main event all 3 WWE shows in the same week. So clearly these rosters aren't split the way that they proposed it to us.
So why did we need another world champion added to WWE? At Raw?
Well, they made another world champion, so it can feel like there's a title at the top of Raw and a title at the top of SmackDown. But because these rosters are still jumping around and intermingling, we all know the deal. Let's be honest. As much as I love Seth Rollins and his title reign so far, who's the WWE champion right now? Like, who's the champion in everybody's eyes? Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns
is the universe guy at the top. We're never going to see them as
and that's
equals.
Fine. There's nothing. I don't dispute there never being a guy at the top. But we do need another champion to offset these title reigns. I'm sorry. Like, I am watching AEW, and it is a little boring to know that, oh yeah, this guy is going to have this championship for maybe another year. So I don't really know how these next. Whoever comes up next, I know is going to fall short for some reason. And it's the truth. Like, MJF is going to have this title probably for another 6 months to another year. 9 times out of 10. We know what time it is. It was the same issue with Roman Reigns. This guy's had the title for 3 years. Now, Seth Rollins may not have the title for another year. He may have, and if he does, he may have it for a year and change, and then it could possibly end up switching around. But we have 2 titles that we can see, maybe this guy might win. Maybe this guy might win, that are highly esteemed. And on top of everything, if you're adding a new show to AEW and you have 2 shows already that are doing okay, you know what I mean? Your main show is doing okay. Your B show is, you know what I mean? And you're trying to get Collision over, and you have CM Punk saying, hey, I'm the real champion. Give him another world title. We need more. You have more TV time. You have more of a roster than you can handle. You need to have multiple people being able to rise up the ranks to build their profiles. Otherwise, everybody's going to stay at their level for the foreseeable future. And it's the truth. It's no dig to anybody.
How many people do we actually care about over there, though, man? To keep it
that's the point. Why do we not care about them?
So the thing is, we're starting to care about a lot of these guys because CM Punk is a big star. Whether we like it or not, CM Punk is a big star.
Huge
star. So him interacting with Ricky Starks these last couple weeks, that's elevated Ricky Starks. Ricky Starks looks like he belongs in there with CM Punk.
Ricky Starks? Is that
he didn't need the championship to do it.
That's the dude that act like The Rock?
He said,
look, I know we're not talking about people acting like The Rock.
I like Ricky is walking around.
I like Ricky Starks.
Like, come on now.
I like Ricky
Starks is somebody that I would love to have on this podcast. Ricky Starks is that guy. Show some love to Ricky Starks. What's the pose he be doing? He be like,
look, man, I like Ricky Starks, man.
Can you force pose?
I like Ricky Starks. I think Ricky Starks is great. You know what I mean? I think he's fantastic. But okay, let's say he goes against CM Punk and he has a 2 out of 3 falls match, whatever, or an Iron Man match, or
I'm sure Dave Meltzer would get that 5 stars.
Sure. Or whatever type of match. Ready. Let's say he does all of that and then he loses, and it's like, okay, yeah, good rub. You know what I mean? Good association. Your stock is, risen. What are you going to do after that? Are you incontent to go against MJF, who's in a whole angle with Adam Cole, and we don't know where that's going? You get what I'm saying? It gets to a point where all these wrestlers are just showing up on TV, wrestling, doing their thing, and then keeping it pushing. There's nothing really at stake. There's no stories that are really in line. And I think a big part of that is because none of it leads anywhere. It doesn't lead to any type of prize. We know who's in line to do what, which is why another championship helps. Because if there's a champion on AEW Collision, World Heavyweight Champion, and it's CM Punk, there's more stakes at risk. There's more things that people can fight for. There's more opportunities. And wrestlers in AEW need more opportunities. They need more TV time. And they need more rewards, potential rewards. Right now, everyone's just doing their thing. And there's no real reason for me to believe that such and such is going to rise up the ranks and have a chance to do something with MJF when MJF is locked in for the foreseeable future for the next 6 months to possibly a year.
And look, I'm not disagreeing with you as far as having a separate world championship on Collision. My whole thing is just that if they do go that route, which it looks like they might be because CM Punk's been carrying this red bag around and claiming that he's the real world champion. So clearly they're going somewhere with that. So if that is the case, I'm definitely not mad at it. All I'm saying is that I hope that they do keep these rosters separate so it feels like a separate show with a separate champion and just not people intermingling. Because then when that happens, you start to muddy the waters and one of the championships looks less than the other. And it's probably going to be CM Punk's because MJF's been the champion for the last, 8-9 months, and he's been rocking. CM Punk ain't been around. So if he just pops out with a title, it's like, all right, he a champion, but is he the champion?
I mean, yes, of course he's of course.
And I don't want that for AEW.
But the thing
I don't
about
want AEW to continue to become WWE. I like AEW because it's AEW.
The thing about, all right, and I'm not going to respond to that because I love the idea of AEW being more like WWE. I'm gonna get that out. Yes, I do. I love the influence. Take all the influence that you can, because what WWE is doing right that AEW isn't doing right, quite honestly, is character building and storylines and feuds that we actually care about. A lot of these storylines and feuds on AEW, we don't really care about as much. We care about the wrestling, we care about the action, we care about the in-ring ability, but people are going in there doing 30-minute stints with nothing on the line. It makes it hard for me to be like, oh, wow, like, why should I tune into this? Besides the fact that it's pure wrestling.
Let's give them some props, though. Recently, they have been trying. Ever since they've hired Will Washington, I want to say his name is, and also Jimmy Jacobs, who used to be in WWE. They're starting to step it up on that character tip. Like I'm watching young Jungle Boy become Jack Perry right before my eyes, and I know a lot of people ain't into it yet, but I see the vision. Like I see him showing character more than just this wild Thornberry that he was doing before. So I'm digging that. And then also the other night they were running like vignettes for Darby Allin. They were getting over AR Fox's character. So they're clearly trying. They're learning from WWE on that end. So I applaud them. Let's give credit where credit is due.
They also need to solidify Collision. Let's just talk about it, man. Collision is on Saturdays. There's no world heavyweight champion on there. You can make an appearance all you want, but at the end of the day, we know what MJF is going into right now, man. Like he's a dynamite baby. We know that CM Punk is a Collision baby. These are just the facts. We know that this is where things are leading. If you want to solidify viewership, you want to maximize your potential, your potentiality to have people to tune into this product, you need to put a world champion on there. And CM Punk, the reason why I disagree with you about CM Punk just not being the world champion is because he's CM Punk. The only reason MJF was able to get to where he's gotten to is because CM Punk was able. Let me not say the only. That's a whole different debate. One of the major reasons why MJF was able to get over was because to get over on another level was because of the CM Punk rub. So we can't even say that CM Punk is just another champion. Like in fact, if he got the championship, in a lot of ways, he would be the number one champion on AEW right now. He's the number one star on AEW right now. And that's just a fact.
I guess we'll see. We'll definitely go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, so both of you guys 100% agree that 2 world champions are better than one. Is that what you guys telling me?
Facts.
If the shows are actually split and it's not just like intermingling every week, then absolutely. But if they are, then one championship is always gonna come off better than the other. That's just what it is.
Yeah, the other one's always going to be secondary.
Like Sylvan said, I'm not disagreeing with him. Collision does need something because the next couple weeks is looking shaky. We all know what we're watching this Saturday.
Crawford versus Spence, baby. Big Fish, man down strap season.
We're watching boxing this weekend. We are not watching Collision. We'll tap back in maybe Monday when we find the links online. And next Saturday is SummerSlam. So next couple weeks is looking rough for Collision. So
give CM Punk the championship. Let them rock. Let him cook. Let's get 2 champions. 2 champions are always better than one of me. I've said it all the time, man. Like,
except for the Attitude Era.
I like the fact that there was and you know why it worked in the Attitude Era? Let's go back to that.
Because everybody was stars.
In the Attitude Era?
Because everybody was a star.
Because that championship got passed around like a prostitute. It got passed around from one person to the next.
It's exciting, though.
Exactly. That's the whole point. These championship reigns now.
I hated that, though.
But these championship reigns now are lasting forever. So if you're going to have championship reigns that last for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, then you need to have multiple world heavyweight championships so that we can maximize
or we can just have
the potential.
one championship that doesn't last for 3 years. Like we can just have one championship that bounces around.
Well, that's not the reality we live in. I'm looking at how things are right now. I'm not looking at how they could be. So if you're going to have the title on MJF for a year and it's looking like he's going to be on there for another year, then you need to get another championship in there, especially when you got a major star like CM Punk on AEW Collision. That's all I'm saying.
All right, well, you got it, man. Well,
let's
get out of there and let's go to my favorite part of the show. Jay Cooley's rundown. Run it up, brother. What we got around the world?
We got a lot of things. We got a lot of things to talk about. First of all, let's talk about Cody Rhodes, man, and what he said about our guy, Seth Rollins. This man said he will never wrestle with him again. Like, is there a heat between the two? What's going on? Because the last 3 matches I've heard that they wrestled, Cody won. Am I wrong?
This is straight cap. This is cap.
Is it Caparoni?
Cap. We all know that they're going to wrestle again. Now, it does seem like there is some real life heat between Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins because, Seth Rollins, sometimes he get in these interviews and he starts running his mouth a little bit. And he has said in the past that, like, he kind of resents Cody Rhodes for the spot that he has in WWE right now because he wants that spot as far as, like, being the guy. Because let's be honest, the number one merchandise mover right now in WWE is the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Yeah. So, obviously, Seth Rollins feels the way about that.
We
but
know why.
At the end of the day, they're going to wrestle again. I don't think that this is that big of a deal. Cody was just keeping it in character. He's going to wrestle Seth Rollins, probably at WrestleMania. And he'll probably beat him again because apparently Seth Rollins' kryptonite is Cody Rhodes.
Look, man, Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins is Batman and the Joker. Let's just call it a stack. You know what I mean? We have 2 people who are just sworn enemies but equal in yoke. You know what I mean? And they will be fighting for the rest of their lives. That's how it goes, right? Like at some point, Cody is going to maybe win the Universal title and finish his story, and we're gonna have Seth as world champion, or maybe he'll lose it, and then Seth is like, "Nah, I need that title back," and he's gonna beat his ass for it. That's just how it goes. He's gonna win. He's gonna win completely. So they're gonna be fighting for the rest of their career. I'm sorry, it's cap. It's super caparoonie. I do think there's heat there, and the fact that there is heat there means that they need to be fighting for the rest of their lives.
Because when he first said it, I was kind of confused. I'm like, so he don't want no belt if he don't want to fight Seth,
right?
And then he don't want to finish the story with Roman. He don't want to do that. So I'm like, wait, what is he doing? What's going on?
Yes, Seth's gonna come back and get them 3 wins.
And this is crazy. This is a crazy 180 that I've made. But if Cody is the one that beats Roman Reigns, I would be so disappointed. Just because
what a 180
is now compared to Mania. Like, I do not want to see that at this point. Cody Rhodes has worn his welcome out to me. The American White Mare. It was cool at first, but now I'm like, wow, get this man out of here.
White Mare is insane.
We love you, Cody. We love you, Cody. You know what I'm saying? You don't want out here.
Shout out to Cody Rhodes. What else you got for us, man?
Hey, so next we have our guy, the legend, Jeff Hardy. He says deep down in his soul that he want another title run with AEW, and he want to feud with CM Punk. What is this guy talking about, man? I don't want to see another run with Jeff Hardy whatsoever. I love Jeff Hardy. Don't get it wrong. 2008 was his year. I'm sorry. That man was on top. Mm-hmm. But we are in 2023. My guy need a healthy smoothie, some water, and stop getting these DUIs, all right? All right? We don't want another title. I don't want to see it, bro. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. I don't want to see it.
Hey, look, I don't want to be disrespectful because I love Jeff Hardy, but they might want to check that man for substances because he is out of his goddamn mind if he think he should be world champion right now. Not in 2023. No. Now, look, I love Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. We were all doing swanton bombs onto our bed off the dresser growing up. And I'm down to watch Jeff Hardy versus CM Punk because that feud they had back in the day, that was incredible. That ladder match they had at SummerSlam, I forget the year. It might have been like 2011, 2012. That was an incredible feud. But Jeff Hardy today, he can barely walk, man. I'm not trying to see him put himself in danger. And we all know he's had trouble with like substances and alcohol in the past. And shout out to him for beating that. But I don't want to see him putting himself in danger and then self-medicating because of the pain that he's going through. So like, Jeff Hardy, we love you, but nah, my brother, nah.
I don't know, man. I'm thinking about what's best for business, and that sounds like money to me.
Oh,
you know
brother.
what I mean? Yeah, I know y'all are shocked and surprised, but I know we're talking about injury prone, wrestlers, but like we acting like CM Punk hasn't fumbled a title reign or like his career like twice in 9 months. Like he didn't suffer 2 injuries and have to take like multiple time off and almost cost like the company its like, morale. You know what I mean? And yet is back on top and is talking about he won the title that he never lost.
So
and we can make the same claims that he was washed and he needs to kind of figure it out.
So I'm not calling Jeff Hardy washed. The thing is, CM Punk, you said he got injured the last couple of times he was champion. Yeah, but CM Punk is CM Punk. Jeff Hardy, we've seen him struggle with like, serious life-changing events. Like this man has turned to drugs and alcohol when he's down bad, like physically. So we just, as a fan that loves him, I don't want to see him put himself through that again, because I don't want that to even be a thought on his mind. I want Jeff Hardy healthy.
I don't see how that would like put him in a space where he gotta, go back to that in the first place. He's clearly about to retire. Like he's gonna retire. Exactly.
How old is Jeff Hardy?
Exactly, bro. He's old. He's about to end his career. Give him a title. Give him an AEW title.
Jeff Hardy is about to be 46.
Boom.
He's about the same age as LA Knight. It's he can't
give him an AEW title reign and let them go at it. Let them rehash all that past beef that they had 10 years ago. That's great storytelling, man. You know what I mean? He wins the title and then he loses it immediately. You know what I mean? Like I would pay to see that. That's good. That's good storytelling.
Right, well.
You know what I'm saying? You're drunk. You never got it together. It's just I like it. I would watch that.
Hey, business wise, it makes sense.
Business, baby.
Yeah, well, speaking of AEW,
what else you got for us, baby?
Speaking of AEW, let's talk about Blood and Guts. Kevin Nash, aka the Hater, whoever, aka the Hater, or whoever said that last week. He was bashing.
That was definitely not me.
He was bashing. He was bashing Blood and Guts for including too much blood, not growing their audience, and for his lowest ratings in free pay-per-view history.
Yeah.
So I want to point this to Sylvan, since he's Kevin Nash favorite. What do you think about his saying on this?
Look, man. The pay-per-view is called Blood and Guts. And I don't like blood either like that. I think I don't like the profuse use of blood. I think it's really dangerous. I think using it all the time kind of takes away from the beauty of when it is used, because it feels like it's really, really dangerous, as opposed to like, oh, you're John Moxley, just bleeding every night, any chance you get, you know what I mean? Like I'm gonna bleed out, and so I'm not for it, but it is Blood and Guts, like that's the name of the show. You know what I mean? It's like going into a porn store and being like, "Oh man, where's the hamburgers?" Like, bruh, it's a porn store. It says exactly. It's like, bro,
I ain't eating a hamburger at a porn store.
Exactly, bro. It's like, oh, where's it's like, bro, like exactly. It's like, bro, you gonna watch this pay-per-view and be like, oh, where's the clean wrestling?
Well, it's not a pay-per-view. It's like a free TV,
a free live TV
like
pay-per-view.
Type
it's one of those. It's one of those AEW made up things that they thought was cool to do. Like it's whatever, either way, he's not wrong in terms of the scalability of, I guess, of the AEW product. I do feel like they've been slipping continuously in their ratings. And I mean, Qwan, you brought up a really good point before as well. It's largely because AEW's product was contingent upon not being WWE at a time where WWE really sucked. And so now that that's not the case and WWE is hot again, they kind of have to figure out what makes their product really great. And until they figure that out, they're going to continue to suffer. So in a lot of ways, I think Kevin Nash is spitting, but also it's like, once again, my nigga, like, it's called blood and guts, bro. Like, you know what time it is. You know what you're getting into. Like, why are you coming in here acting like you about to see something else when the reality is that, like, it's in the title. That's my
all right. So Kevin Nash, I love Kevin Nash. Shout out to
Love
the
you.
Wolf Pack.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Click.
Too sweet.
But Kevin Nash is way off in this. Things like blood and guts are the reason that people even became AEW fans in the first place. People wanted an alternative from WWE. And blood and guts is something that we don't see on WWE TV. And that's what drew people to AEW.
But how
Now,
many people?
Yeah, blood and guts didn't have the best rating out of the prior blood and guts, but it still had a good rate. It was like over 900,000 people that watched blood and guts. That's like the highest rating that AEW has done recently. So I don't think that that's an issue. But Sylvan did make a very good point when he said that the reason that AEW is not growing very much is because a lot of AEW's growth was contingent upon WWE being bad. Because let's face it, 5 years ago, when AEW first came into fruition, WWE was trash. It was boo-boo.
In a bucket.
It was doo-doo.
Yep.
It was terrible. But ever since
Vince
McMahon strutted out the office and Triple H came in and took over creative, WWE started heating up. And when you really look back at the ratings of AEW shows, you'll see that there was an overlap. Once Triple H took over the reins in WWE, AEW's ratings started falling. WWE got hot and AEW cooled off. And that's just what it is. It's a lot of people that ain't got time to watch 70 different wrestling shows per week. They can only watch one or two. If they can only watch one or two, they most likely are going to watch the biggest company that's out there. So they're probably going to watch Raw or SmackDown and skip over AEW. That's the reason why AEW's audience isn't growing. It's not that AEW's product is bad. It's not that there's too much blood and guts like Kevin Nash is saying. It's just that WWE having a moment right now and they hot. So AEW got to get back hot, and that's just what it is.
Yo, shout out to AEW, man. Get them ratings up, baby.
Compete, baby.
But their ratings are doing fine, by the way. Like, I don't want to sound like we hating on AEW. They're about to do 70 million people or whatever, 70,000 people in Wembley. So
look, man.
They're not struggling.
AEW's ratings kind of suck right now, and that's okay.
Right,
you know,
they
kind of suck. We know what time it is. Like, let's just call it a bean.
Sylvan is starting to Sylvan again.
You know the vibes, man. Why are we
Cooley?
lying? Well, let's not lie. You know, I wish them the best. You know what I mean? But they are not in the best place, and it's fine.
Hey,
it's okay.
70,000 people in one arena for an AEW show. This is a 5
compared to WWE. Compared to WWE, they're not doing that great
in one arena
in
for
Wembley,
a 5-year-old company.
That's cool, man. You know, that's a Tuesday for WWE, man.
And
Come
also,
on,
let's just be honest. Yeah, AEW's rating. Since we're on ratings, AEW might not be doing the ratings that WWE are doing, but every time they're on TV, they're in that top 5. It's not like they're just like the 7th most watched show that night. They're like the number 3.
But they're also not
most nights.
They're also not doing the ratings they're also not doing the ratings that they used to do. Like, why are we acting like they haven't fallen off from what they were doing
like
before?
A pandemic didn't happen.
If WWE was doing the same thing, we would be saying the same thing. Like, why is Raw's ratings slipping again? Why are we down the drain from last year? Why is Blood and Guts? This is the lowest rated blowing. This is the lowest ratings.
WWE is starting to reach pre-pandemic heights right now with their ratings. We all know it's because WWE is hot. So
I'm just saying,
we hot.
I'm just
man.
saying.
I'm not saying that AEW has figured it all out. I'm just saying let's shoot them a little bit of bail because they're doing all right. They just
I like them.
They're not WWE.
I like AEW, you know, but you know, spade is a spade, man. You got to figure it out, baby.
Shout out to AEW.
What else you got for us?
Shout out to AEW. Hey, let's take it back. Ronda Rousey, baby. So her and Shayna is confirmed for SummerSlam. And the rumor has it, Ronda will be retiring after this match. Now, is this good for business? Because we know she brings a lot of revenue in, a lot of eyes, because she's a former champion at UFC. And word on the streets is she's going right back. Now, let me include, it's kind of crazy how Amanda Nunes retired in June, and now Ronda want to go back, being that was the last woman to knock her out. Okay, yeah, I get it. But
it's not crazy.
She was ducking Amanda.
Bro, that's crazy.
Y'all remember when Lonzo Ball first got drafted, and every time De'Aaron Fox came to town, all of a sudden Lonzo was injured. He ain't want no smoke with De'Aaron Fox.
No smoke.
That's Ronda Rousey right now. Ronda Rousey don't want no smoke with Amanda Nunes. As soon as she retired, She said, "Oh, you know what? I might be back at UFC, baby."
Yeah,
But look, I'm
man.
gonna be honest with y'all. I feel bad for Ronda Rousey. I feel
Oh,
bad because
God.
I feel like WWE fans have been way too hard on the girl, man. They've been way too hard. Like, we forget that she just picked up this wrestling thing a couple years ago. Like, she's still learning, and the fact
5
that
years
people
ago.
treat her the way they treat her is messed up, man. It's messed up. And I promise you, not saying that Ronda Rousey isn't a beautiful woman, because she is a beautiful woman, but if Ronda Rousey looked like Liv Morgan,
Oh, God.
she wouldn't be getting this type of hate that she gets on the internet. People are hating on her and just trashing her because the way she looks. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh, okay, bet. All right, look, I think.
Am I wrong?
Yeah,
Tell
you're
me
wrong.
I'm lying.
You're
Tell me
definitely
I'm
wrong.
lying.
Yeah, you're definitely
Tell
wrong.
me I'm lying, because I've seen
lying.
worse wrestlers than Ronda Rousey not get half the hate that she does because of their looks.
Let's step back. Number one,
Eva Marie still got fans to this day. And Eva
Marie's
Marie
not on
couldn't do it.
television.
She couldn't
Why are
even
we
run the
talking about
ropes,
Eva Marie?
but she was bad as hell. She's
Eva
still
Marie
bad.
isn't
I'm
on
about to Google her
television.
once we get off of this podcast.
It just
She's
sounds like
bad
it
as
just
hell.
sounds. It
I'm gonna
sounds
Google
like
right now.
you're projecting what you feel versus what's really going on. Now, what's really going on is that Ronda Rousey is not really a great wrestler. And not only is she not really a great wrestler, she's not great on the mic. And not only she's not really that great on the mic, she's also a big botcheroony. Not only is she a great big botcheroony, she has kind of a quitter's mentality. That's just how I feel. I feel like, and this is just me being me, I think Ronda Rousey likes when things are easy. When Ronda Rousey came into the UFC, she was kind of revolutionizing the sport. She was like Nicki Minaj. You know what I mean? She was running shit, only one kind of in this mud, you know what I mean, doing her thing. And then it got to a point where that wasn't the case anymore. And she lost. And when she lost, she ran away and went to WWE. And she liked when fans were cheering her. And then when it got real and she had to do the real work, she got frustrated because the fans weren't clamoring to her. She likes the attention. She likes the praise. She likes the accolades. And so she did the best that she could. And the fans still didn't respond. And now that she's seeing that the person that took her out is gone, she's about to quit again and go back to the sport that she once loved and try to see if she still got that old spark in her. And you know what? I don't respect it. I don't respect it at all. It just shows to me that you couldn't hack it. You couldn't hack it in the UFC when you lost. And
how can we say a woman couldn't hack it when she was like a 2-3 time women's champion? Like, she won a tag title. Like, Ronda Rousey had a great WWE career. If she retires today, she had a great WWE career.
I'm looking
career.
at that.
So
I'm looking at the actions.
Hack it? That's nonsense.
I'm looking at because she couldn't. We have seen the proof in the pudding. Everybody can. There's multiple people who have had title reigns in WWE that it just didn't work out for them. Like, this isn't the first person to ever go through this at all. And to be honest, like, she just isn't that good at wrestling. She's not good at this wrestling thing like that. And she's not, and I'm sure she's put in work, but she is not willing to put in even more work to be great at it. And it just is what it is. And so she's running away. If she is retiring, she's running away. She's going to give her friend, Shayna Baszler a rub, and she's going to keep it pushing.
Will this take a blow on the women's division if she do retire?
No. Not at all. No, we have Rhea Ripley. What are we talking about? We got Charlotte Flair. We got Bianca Belair.
WWE women's division will be fine.
You know how many amazing, you know how many amazing women wrestlers there are. Like,
and Jade Cargill ain't been around for a minute. I've been hearing some rumors. Maybe Jade Cargill pops up. If she show up in WWE, it's over.
It's
over, bro. It's over. It's over. Jade Cargill. Oh my God.
We don't need Ronda here, man. And Ronda, if you want to leave and go back to UFC, do your thing. You know what I mean? But from what your actions, you sound like you look kind of like a quitter to me. You look like
shout out to Ronda Rousey.
Shout out to Ronda, and she from the crib, so shout out to Ronda Rousey, man.
Right, she went to Samo High, bro. That's down the street from where I used to live.
You could be a quitter from anywhere. You can be a quitter from anywhere, bro. You can be a quitter from Alaska.
Hey, look, LA don't
you still a quitter,
quitters, baby. It's West Coast.
Hey,
talk about Florida, man. About to start a Florida West Coast beef?
Yeah, what's going on?
Relax. That doesn't even make sense to me. What are you talking about?
Right?
You're still a quitter. It's fine.
Man. Hey, let's take it to our homeboys, man. The Street Profits, baby. Yeah, man. Those are our guys, man. But recently they've been frustrated with their wins and losses. They haven't been tag team champions. It's been a while. Recently, in an interview with Adam Silverstein, they expressed their frustration. Maybe possibly a heel turn, which I thought that was been going to happen.
That's coming.
Yeah,
That's
like
coming.
it should
Yeah, it's
come.
coming. It's
Bianca
around the
don't
corner.
have the gold anymore, so I don't know what's prolonging that situation. So and supposedly they're supposed to be linking with Bobby Lashley. Do you guys think will they be top contenders of the tag team division if this happens?
Absolutely, baby. I mean, the Street Profits is the Street Profits. We were talking last episode about how having a character that connects with the crowd is the most important thing over wins and losses. And the Street Profits have that. The Street Profits been losing matches for months now, ever since Triple H took over, because we know Triple H don't push black people. Like, that's just, it's been established. Triple
Come
H
on,
ain't
man.
really pushing the brothers.
Why? Hold
But
on,
the
hold on.
Street
You can't
Profits,
just say that. You
anytime the
can't
Street
just say
Profits are on
that.
TV,
You
they
can't
get a
just say
reaction
that.
because they
You
are
can't
over.
just say that, Qwan, without coming with the facts. You can't just say Triple H doesn't push
I mean,
black
look, let's just look
wrestlers.
at the blacks under Triple H. The Street Profits have done nothing. Under Vince McMahon, they were tag team champions. And this is not me vouching for Vince McMahon anyway, because, like, you know, I hate Vince McMahon. I'm glad he's out the paint. But the Street Profits under Vince McMahon, they were multiple-time tag team champions. Under Triple H, they've done nothing. Omos was damn near undefeated under Vince McMahon. Under Triple H, he's done nothing but lose. Bobby Lashley was a world heavyweight champion under Vince McMahon. Under Triple H, he ain't done nothing but lose. We ain't even seen them. We ain't seen them. Where he at? Where you at, Bobby Lashley? You behind my couch? Where's Bobby Lashley? I can go by the whole list. Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin, they're in the Hurt Business under Vince McMahon.
Under
Triple H, they ain't even been on
bring
TV.
up Cedric Alexander.
Wesley, North American Tag Champion in NXT. Carmelo Hayes, World Champion. Under Triple H, they doing nothing but lose. Bianca Belair, she was Women's Champion.
Triple H
Where's
looking like
Bianca
Brock
Belair?
Lesnar.
She was women's champion under the Triple H regime.
And then she had an underwhelming loss to Asuka, and she ain't mattered since.
She was
Triple H
supposed to
not
lose.
pushing the
She
brothers.
had
Let's
to
just
lose.
be honest.
She had to lose. We know what time it is. That's all. I just want to get you. I just want you to get you.
I'm just saying, look, Triple H ain't pushing the brothers. So my heart goes out to Montez and Dawkins. I feel them with the frustration, and hopefully this new trio with Bobby Lashley will turn their careers around. But I can't say that I'm confident in it because, I mean, as much as I love what Triple H has done with the product, he's not pushing the brothers. So he's giving me nothing to have confidence that anything will change in the near future.
Look, man, I think that Triple H is, how should I put this? I think that Triple H is trying to create new energy when it comes down to Bobby Lashley.
And it don't involve the blacks, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Bianca
no blacks,
Belair, and I'm trying to give the vision. I just think that he's trying to create new energy. We've seen Bianca Belair go on a 1.5, 2-year reign. We've seen Bobby Lashley have his reign as the champion. We've seen the Street Profits have multiple reigns as championships. You can only do that for so long without having some type of switch and a different type of energy. We were talking about it with Bianca Belair having a stale gimmick after a certain amount of time and it just feeling like she's doing the same thing over and over. We were talking about it with the Street Profits, kind of just feeling like they're just here and they're entertaining and they're fire, but they're very friendly. It's just like very kid friendly. We want the smoke, red cups, dancing everywhere. And then we talked about it with Bobby Lashley, winning the championship and having his reign, but it just kind of feeling like, well, what's next for him? Like, is he going to just do the same thing that he did 2 years ago with the Hurt Business? That doesn't really feel that new to me. It just feels like something that we've already done before. So when I see what's happening right now with the Street Profits and with Bobby Lashley teaming up together, Bianca teasing going heel, it sounds like there's about to be a new super faction of a dominant black quartet of people who are going to have a new energy that are going to come out here and really be like, nah, we run this. And I'm all for it because as far as I'm concerned, Bobby Lashley being dominant, the Street Profits having a new edge and going heel for the first time, and Bianca Belair going heel on the main roster for the first time, that's dangerous. That's new energy. That's deserving of title reigns.
Look,
they already did everything already.
At the end of the day, I just want my brothers on TV because y'all know how I feel about wins and losses. In the long term, wins and losses they're not that important to the long term storytelling, and wrestling fans are short sighted. But at the end of the day, I just want my brothers on TV because it's not like they've been losing matches. They just haven't been around. We haven't seen the Street Profits do anything on TV besides 20-second backstage segment with Bobby Lashley. Like,
bro, they're too
for the
good to
longest
not be
time.
around, man.
I
It's
just want
they
them
need
around.
they need new energy though, man. Like I feel like every single
Give
person
them new energy. They're not gonna get
but
no new
this-
energy backstage.
I know, but that's
they
the
gotta
thi-
be
but
on
that's the-
TV to do that.
But that's the thing though. It's like we're seeing the tidbits of it. I think like it gets to a point where it's like, yo, this is just kind of stale. Like we've seen this before. We know where this goes. How can we position and reposition you guys to have new energy? So I think that's we're seeing it literally on our TV screens. So I think this is the catapult.
Hey man, shout
New
out
levels,
to Street
new
Profits,
guys.
man. Hopefully,
Shout out to the Street Profits, man. We
they
love
find
y'all.
their way back to the top. Now I'm gonna alley-oop it back to my boy Qwan. He gonna give us the Black Wrestler of the Week.
All right, so like Cooley said on this podcast, of course, we love to pay homage. We love to give our flowers to our favorite Black wrestlers, past and present. And this week, we want to give a shout out to Swerve Strickland. Now, Swerve Strickland had an incredible match on Dynamite with Darby Allin. When he came off the stairs and hit him with that sidekick, chef's kiss to Swerve. Now, I can't believe that Swerve was in WWE and they fumbled that. How did that happen?
Vince McMahon.
One of the most talented guys, one of the most talented Black wrestlers in the business, and WWE fumbled him. How did that happen?
Nah, Vince McMahon.
And this happened under Vince. This wasn't Triple H's fault this time. I can't blame everything Black on Triple H. This happened under Vince McMahon. How did we fumble Swerve?
I mean, Vince McMahon did worse to the Blacks than Triple H, in my opinion. But
oh, well, that's a whole different topic for a whole different show. But
shout
out to Swerve for that incredible match. You are our Black Wrestler of the Week.
Also,
your flowers,
just to make sure we understand how great of a match that is. He beat a pillar of AEW. That wasn't just like some great match. Like that was a big step in the status of Swerve. You know what I mean? He beat.
AR Fox did get involved and kind of cost Darby the match, but we gonna ignore it all that. That didn't happen. All that matters is that Swerve came out on
Swerve
top.
Won.
And I like AR Fox too, man. So shouts to him, man.
AR Fox. Like I didn't even get into it, but AR Fox has trained a lot of y'all favorites. Austin Theory. Who else? Swerve himself. Like AR Fox is responsible for all these dudes, and a lot of people don't know. So shout out to AR Fox too. Matter of fact, I'm giving AR Fox our co-Black Wrestler of the Week. He getting it too. Shout out AR Fox. But y'all know what's coming next. It ain't all smiles and high fives and handshakes and kissing babies over here. We got to pack people up too. Now, Pack 'em Up Award this week, I think I want to give it to Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle.
I agree.
Matt Riddle. Come here, Matt Riddle. Come here. Let's have a heart-to-heart. Let's have a heart-to-heart, Matt Riddle. Now, I think you're very talented. You're one of the best wrestlers in WWE right now. You're one of my favorites. Your whole bro 420, like the stoner thing, I love it. We all partake in the nah I'm saying. So shout out to you for that. You got to stop sending naked pictures to people on this internet because it keeps leaking. Your nudes keep leaking, and it's going to hurt your career. At some point, the higher ups are going to say, you know what? This guy's a liability. We got to get rid of him. It's already happened to you in the UFC. You used to be in the UFC before you came to WWE. And you know what happened? Dana White said, this guy got to get his ass out of here because he's a problem. Now you're in WWE making those same mistakes. You already got suspended once. Matt Riddle, please, I'm begging you, stop sending out the weenie to people on the internet.
This one's
see him in real life. Meet up with him in real life, but don't record it.
But
don't record it. Matt Riddle, you got to get packed up this week, my brother.
This one's a little tough for me, man, because it's with his girl, his wife, who's
still,
also
why is
but that's what I mean. It's like it's tough for me to understand. I mean, obviously not obviously, but I learned today that she's a porn star.
Oh, really?
Which is
she's a porn star. And
so
shout
that's
out to
what
the sex workers. We ain't got nothing against sex workers.
You know what I mean? And I don't want to sit here and condone any type of leaks of people's private life out there. Like that's not where I'm at with it. But I don't know how this happens. With you and your wife.
Him.
Yeah, but it's like it's one thing to happen with like you. Like, all right, you got your junk out and somebody, leaked something. It's like, dang, that's unfortunate. But like with you and your wife, it's like how is that getting out to the public?
Being reckless.
I don't know, man.
I don't want to
has
see
proven
none of
that
that
he's not the
on my
he's not the
timeline.
he's not the
Yeah,
smartest
I'm not
man
trying to-
in the bunch.
man. And I like to see more regulation around that, man. That should be really illegal, man. That's really private people's
Facts.
lives, man. Like it's not. It's like we don't condone that around here, man. Like you really a sucker if you out here just leaking people's.
Yo,
private lives,
Matt Riddle's career scares me, man. I can see some Mariah Mills type happening to him. Like I can see the way she was on Twitter. Oh, Zion Williamson.
Yeah.
Every day it was Zion
Yeah.
Williamson. You did this. You did. I could see that happening to Matt Riddle if he's not careful, man. He got to clean it up.
Yeah, it's tough. It's real. You know, I wish you the best, Matt. But man, whatever's going on over there, you know, I don't know what to tell
All
you.
right.
I ain't going with you.
Well, who you packing up, Cooley?
Oh no, I'm with you, man. That guy, Matt Riddle, gotta go. I'm sorry, man. I don't want to see that on my timeline.
Hey, that's
It's,
2 for
it's,
2.
it's becoming too repetitive at this point. Bro, moving like Steve-O and O2. Like, this is ridiculous. What's going on, man?
You moving like Bam Margera right now.
Man, Could you wife a porn star? Could y'all wife a porn star?
Oh, this is a touchy subject that I don't even want to cover on air because
I can't.
Know what I'm
I mean,
saying
it's
I've been
not touchy to
involved,
me.
you know what I'm
Like,
saying, with
I
a
can't do
couple
it.
People that did a couple things on a couple of
That's cool.
websites. Now
Ain't
I'm
nothing
saying
wrong with it. It
all
was just
good.
it's
We ain't
personal
gonna talk about
preference.
that though, baby. Matter of fact, edit this all out. But this never happened, my
Personal
brothers.
preference. I can't.
I ain't
do a porn star.
wifing
That's just
none
not
of
me.
that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right, relax, man. Look,
Can't do
shout out
it.
to all the
It's
sex
all
workers, man. We love y'all.
Yo, we
stand
love
with y'all. I
sex
don't know what
workers,
Cooley
man.
talking about, but
I
look,
love sex workers.
anything
I'm
that's
just
gonna get
saying,
us canceled,
me.
we
I
not
ain't
standing
wifing
with
you.
that. So we.
Yeah, straight up. That's just
That's
me,
out.
though. But no disrespect.
Nah,
I
But
respect
nah, shout out to
all
the sex workers for real though.
Yeah, for real. Shouts to y'all, man, for real.
All right,
I'm
who
kidding.
you packing up, Sylvan?
Man, y'all know who I'm packing up, man. Ronda Rousey, man. You know,
Oh,
God.
yeah,
shout out
Ronda Rousey. Listen, I want you to listen to me very clearly, man. You know what I mean? I'm coming to you as someone who highly respects you. I think you are the baddest woman on the planet, but I also think you're a runner, and I think you run away from problems, and I don't think you face them as accurately as you think you do. I don't think you do well with adversity. I want you to be better. I don't want you to run whenever the heat gets flared up or when things aren't going your way. I want you to stick around and I want you to get better. And that's how you win respect from people. And we don't get respect by running away and coming back when, you know, somebody that you're scared of, you know, decides to retire and you go back to the sport that you once loved when you're running away from a company that you couldn't get over in. I don't like quitters. I like winners. And you are supposed to be a winner. The baddest woman on the planet is a winner, not a quitter. But you're moving like a quitter right now. And I got to call a spade a spade. So you are being a contradiction. Do better.
You think
That's
she's the baddest woman
all
on
I
the
got
planet?
for you.
Hey,
She is the baddest woman on the planet, undisputed. Let's not get it twisted. I'm giving her
all of our
flowers.
ass. I know
She
that.
could whoop me right now. I ain't got. If Ronda Rousey saw me right now,
that
it was like,
mushroom
"What's
coffee ain't
up?"
gonna help you when Ronda
It
Rousey
ain't
run up on
nothing
you,
helping
bro.
me. I'm getting the bricks beat off me, and I wouldn't have any. There's nothing I could do about it. But I can still call
I
us.
love when his voice
Ain't nothing
get
to do
high
about
pitched
it.
like that.
But I could call a spade a spade. You still quitting. I like
Ronda
winners,
Rousey
and
is not
I know winners.
The baddest woman on the planet.
She's not
man.
moving like a winner. I mean,
Who the
well,
baddest
you know,
woman on the planet?
The baddest
While we
woman
still
on the
here,
planet.
who's the baddest woman
The
on the
baddest
planet?
woman on the planet retired undisputed in June. Amanda Nunes. Thank you.
It's tough.
Thank you.
That's tough.
Retired
That's tough.
undisputed.
And that's tough to say, Cooley. You know what I mean? It's tough to say, but it might be true. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And
it's
now
just
you're
true.
running back because your enemy has left, and you said, you know what? Maybe it's safe for me to go back to the sport that I once loved. I have no respect for that, B. You don't come over here trying to do your little wrestle moves, and you suck at it, and decide not to get better, and you leave because people don't like you. That's a quitter. That's a quitter's mentality. I don't rock with that. Pack you up, go back to wherever you came from, and I hope you. I don't know. I hope you do something because right now you're disappointing me.
I just want to say before we leave and get out of here, I just want to say Dave Meltzer looks like the dad from Parent Trap.
And on that note, we are out of here. I'm sorry, internets. We didn't mean to offend y'all this week, but I know Dave Meltzer fans are coming for us, but we will stand together. We just here to have fun and make y'all laugh, man. It's not that serious.
Yeah, I'm in character, baby. I mean, don't be running up on me. It's ridiculous. I'm in character.
And shout out to Ronda Rousey too, because I don't want her to hear none of this and be like, "Oh, I'm coming for these dudes."
Oh no. I want you to hear this, Ronda. I want you to hear from me. I want you to be great. You need to be great for all of us. Okay.
Y'all know.
If you can't do that, then you need to leave.
Y'all know Loaded Luck slogan. Come get this work. Let's get it.
Straight
come
up.
Get this
Ronda,
work.
I don't want no work. That's the title of this podcast. Ronda Rousey, I don't want no
Love.
work.